Hello, my beautiful Taurus, and welcome to your Spirit Celtic reading here. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out any of my other readings, please do so. And if you like these, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all that other great stuff. It's free for you, and it means a lot to me. It helps me grow my channel. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. We are going to do a 5-card pentacle reading, pentacle shape reading for the Celtic reading. So we will jump right in here. So alrighty, let's see what we've got for you, my lovely Taurus. All right, can we see what we've got for our lovely Taurus, please? Alrighty. The first position is indicative of kind of what you're facing, what situation you may be having. The second position is what would make you the happiest right now. The third position is going to be your biggest challenge or difficult obstacle. The fourth position is Spirit's advice to you. And the fifth position is your optimal outcome if you are to follow Spirit's advice. So let's see if we can get some answers for you, hopefully, if you're having any questions or concerns. So we have the Peace Walker as your current position, and that is peace, gentle, and forward. So I do feel like for a lot of you, you are really just looking for some calm in a storm, right? You want some peace, you want some quiet, you want some gentle forward motion. And I think for a lot of you, this could be that you need a change, okay? You're unhappy. Maybe you're living in turmoil, right? Maybe you're living in that 5 of Wands energy, that chaos, right? Work's too much, home's too much. You're just not happy. You want to move forward to a more peaceful place, right? You want to get on that 6 of Swords situation and kind of shift off to calmer waters, right? So for some of you, that is kind of where you are. For others of you, I feel like you are just tired. You're burnt out. And I feel like that's a good portion of you, to be honest with you. I feel like there's a good portion of you that are just exhausted, right? You may be dealing with so much. You may be trying to balance work and home and kids and projects and stresses, extra stresses that maybe you didn't even foresee, right? Financial stresses or medical stresses from friends, family, whatever you're trying to take care of. You've got 50 balls you're trying to juggle in the air, right? And I just feel like for some reason, I'm just seeing that a lot of you, I feel like that you really need some gentleness, okay? So with the gentle on this specifically is jumping out at me with this reading, whereas, this card just recently came up in someone else's reading and that wasn't the main focus for me that jumped out at me. But for you, I do feel like the gentle key is what I'm feeling here for your reading. And I feel like what that's telling me for sure is that right now you just need somebody who's going to, number one, you need to show yourself some self-love. That's key. You're going to have to give yourself a break. You're going to have to, maybe if you're trying to burn the candle at both ends, which I feel like you are, you're going to have to start allocating some responsibilities to other people. You're going to have to really start, delegating things at some of your jobs, or, if you're volunteering or if you're working, at extra things or whatever you're doing to other people as well. But I think also because you're so tired, and for some of you, I feel too that you are emotionally tired. So you may have gone through something traumatic as well, or there may be an illness in your family, friends, family that you're dealing with, or you've had a loss, or you've gone through a breakup, or something that's been emotional this year, okay, in the last few months, let's say. And so for that, I feel like you are specifically, that's kind of not only drained you from the inside, because, right, you can be physically drained from just doing too much. But when you are emotionally and mentally drained on top of physically drained, it's just too much, right? It's like, that's the perfect storm of drained, right? You just feel like, I just can't get out of bed, kind of drained. And that's where your physical body starts really taking it. I feel like that's where some of you are, and you just need peace, you need calm, but you also need somebody to kind of really nurture you, take care of you, right? So if you don't have anybody that can do that for you, if you don't have friends, family that you can go to and say, hey, listen, I know I'm usually the one taking care of everything, but bottom line, you've got to help me out this time because I need a break. You know, then this may be the part where you yourself have to say no. And maybe you're not a person that usually says no, but I can take no more on my plate. I'm going to have to take a step back. I'm going to have to show myself some self-love. It's for the best, because otherwise it's going to get worse before it gets better, right? Because things start to manifest and, you know, stress gets worse and worse, right? So what's going to make you happy here? We've got the hair, otherworld, shape-shifting, and fertility. Okay. And with shape-shifting and fertility specifically here, the otherworld part too, I feel like, you know, I feel like you're getting signs, okay? I feel like you are seeing signs, you're hearing signs, you're feeling signs, right? So you may be seeing things pop up. You may be, you know, that cardinal that you keep seeing, that's somebody, you know, and you have that belief like, oh, is that one of my, you know, ancestors trying to talk to me or something, you know, or I keep seeing this number pop up, or I keep seeing, you know, keep picking up pennies, or, you know, whatever it may be, that is that sign to you, those kinds of things. That's something trying to, you know, connect to you and let you know, hey, take a step back. Your health is going to be in jeopardy here. You know, you're going to have a breakdown. You're overdoing it, right? I think that's somebody who cares about you, the spirit, the universe, the ancestors, the celestial beings trying to let you know that you need to, you know, calm it down a little bit. With the shape-shifting situation on this, it's clear that you have to make some changes. That's just the bottom line. You have to make some changes. You cannot keep up like this. You can't keep going the way you're going and moving forward like this and pushing yourself. Eventually you'll burn out, right? It's beautiful to see some bright candles, bright lights, but they do burn out, right? That's the thing. They burn out the quickest. And that's a problem, right? So you don't want that. And it's the same thing I say every time when I'm talking about somebody who really needs to take care of themselves, is that same old adage about the airplane, you know, put on your oxygen mask first, because if you absolutely wipe out and hit the deck, who are you taking care of? You can't help the kids put on an oxygen mask. You can't help your friends and family put on an oxygen mask. You're out, right? You're on the floor. So you have to make sure you're taken care of or nothing's getting done, right? So think about that. You are important, right? You're the most important, right? And so you have to make some changes, right? You have to make some changes to what you're doing, cut back on some things, learn to say no on some things. And fertility here in this, okay, this could be a couple of things. It could literally mean fertility. So for some of you, if you are trying to have a family, make a family, become part of a family, whatever it may be, that's going to encompass a lot of your time, and you are going to need to be on your best to handle that. Families are hard, okay? Kids are hard, especially if you're trying to conceive or actually have your own child rather than, you know, become a blended family or what have you, or adopt or whatever. You know, you cannot be burnt out and stressed out and beat down and trying to conceive. That's going to make it that much harder, okay? But regardless, fertility in the interim, you know, if you're not in that particular point, most of the case, fertility is more of an idea of putting something out there with the hopes of it growing, right? It's an idea. You're trying to put an idea out there that you want to grow, right? So you need to change something. We know you need to change something. We know you're getting signs, you're feeling it, you're feeling the intuition, the vibration. You know, like, this isn't right. I don't feel right. I'm exhausted. I'm beat down. This is too much. I'm taking on too much. I need comfort. I need peace. I need love. I need something for me. And you may be that person that never, ever, ever wants anybody to dote on you. You never, ever want anybody to, you know, you're not a hugger. You're not a pet me, love me, hug me person, right? You're that standoffish person. You know, I'm like that. But every once in a while, everybody needs that person. You know, everybody needs somebody to say, hey, you know, I'm there for you. And you know what, let me get you a blanket and a cup of tea and some, you know, chicken soup or whatever, right? Everybody needs that now and then when they're really, really spent, you know, and maybe there's only one or two select people you even allow to do that. Like, you know, I want my mama, you know, whatever it may be, then that's what you need, right? But again, the fertility situation here, that may be the thing, is you need to come up with a plan. You need to come up with an idea. How can I work smarter and not harder? What's the most important thing moving forward that I can focus on for me, and what else can I just let drop away? Can I cut out? Are these charitable events I'm working on that important? Is this extra coaching stuff I'm doing that important? Is my extra 70 million hours of work that important, or can I make it without it? Is that second gig I'm working that important? Are X, Y, and Z that important? Or could I streamline to this, and this, because that's what's most important? That includes my family, bare minimum bill paying and, roof over the head kind of situation, right? That's what you need to do. That's what it's saying. It's saying put a plan into place that you can live with, you can grow, you can, basically evolve into an actual living, functioning way of life, right? Because it's not a dream. It's not something that's crazy. It's an actual idea, a fertile idea that, you can put in soil and make it grow, right? So I think that's what's going to make you the happiest, right? It's about streamlining, to be honest with you. So what's going to be your biggest challenge is ancient knowledge, help, and dimensional. And again, this is so clear to me, is that, your biggest challenge is, one, you don't want to see the signs, okay? You want to pretend the signs aren't there. So you're not listening to your body when your body's telling you you're exhausted, you're beat down. You're like, I can push through. I can push through. You're hard-headed, okay? You're stubborn a little bit, I think. You're bullheaded, you're obviously. And I think in some regards, you're kind of like, nah, I've done it before. I've pushed through before. I'll push through again. I can do it. Maybe you're a person who doesn't like to ask for help. And so you're like, I'm not going to. So this help part is like, it's not just a obstacle. It's the obstacle for you, because you're not going to do it. You're like, I'm not going to ask for help. I don't want help. No. But I think the biggest thing here is that, you really just don't want to accept the fact that you can't. It's almost like you're accepting failure if you say no to somebody, or you ask for help, or you delegate jobs, or, you anything but what you're already doing, which is burning yourself out, right? And that's not the case, okay? So you're going to have to accept the knowledge that these signs that you're feeling, okay, whether they are, actual signs that you're feeling like are, spirit signs, or whether they're your actual physical body giving you signs like, I'm burnt out, I'm getting heartburn, indigestion, stress, pain, headache, I'm so tired, I'm like this all day, actual physical pain from it, those kinds of things. I'm exhausted all the time, those kinds of things, and you're just ignoring it. You have to stop ignoring it. You have to have the knowledge that the signs are all there, that things have to change, right? You have to give in to that, and you have to ask for help. That's bottom line. And until you can accept that, you're never going to get any further, right? So that's the first thing. You have to accept too that you are a person who occasionally needs somebody to really dote on you. I mean, we all do at some point, okay? What is Spirit's advice to you? Spirit's advice is the oak, doorway, strength, and journey, okay? And I think that is really, I think that's really Spirit's way of telling you, listen, you have to have a realization, right? That you've got to move through to another path, right? You've got to come through another path. You've got to really rely on the fact that that you can't be strong for anybody if you don't stay strong for yourself first, right? That's number one. If you let yourself burn out, get sick, go down, don't put your oxygen mask on, you're useless to anybody, including yourself, right? So the first thing you're going to have to do is show strength to make sure that you're taken care of, okay? The doorway here is clear that you have to open the door for people to come in, help, okay? To help you, right? To help you take over stuff, to help you do some of the tasks that you don't really need to do, right? That you're doing because you just don't want to say no, or people take for granted that you've just always done them, so they just dump them on you. You know, open the doorway for other people to help you. And when you need some nourishment, when you need some self-love, some self-care, or care from those who you love, that doorway needs to be open for that too. So even if you have set a precedence that you're a person who doesn't like to be hugged, touched, petted, and doted on, whatever, if you need it now, now's the time to tell somebody, hey, listen, I know I'm a person who never likes to be hugged, touched, pet on, whatever, but I want my mommy or my husband or my best friend or whomever to come over, hand me a kitten and some chicken soup and turn on my favorite crap TV show and just sit here with me. You know, whatever it may be, whatever is your, you know, you time, right? Because really and truly, Spirit's telling you that unless you take a literal journey of change, right? From where you are now to a place of calm and peace, you are going to be in a world of hurt, really and truly, okay? But what's your optimal outcome if you do, right? And truly with the journey, it very literally could be that Spirit is saying, you need a vacation. That could very literally be Spirit saying, hey, part of this is you need a break. You need to get away from all your stresses, all the stress factors. I don't care if you need a mental health break. I don't care if you need to go check yourself in to a place like Club Med for a week, whatever it may need to be. You might very literally need to get away from all the things that are stressing you out, that are causing you all of this stress, because maybe you can't say no unless you leave, and you can't say yes. Maybe you have to force yourself away from it. Sometimes we have to take extreme measures to do that, and maybe that's what you have to do. Maybe you have to close that doorway on the things that aren't good for you and open the doorway for the things that are, right? That's very possible, okay? So what is the optimal outcome if you listen to Spirit and do as you should? Standing stones, ancestors, gateway, and sacred, okay? And again, I think that the gateway here is definitely something where you are going to find yourself with your realization that on the other side there is a happier, more peaceful, more calm, forward moving way to find a peace, an easier life. All of that is ahead for you, okay? There's a gateway to that, right? The situation here is you have to be in tune to it, okay? And I do think, again, the ancestors and the ancient knowledge has come up multiple times here in the otherworldly. So again, for those of you who believe in any sort of spiritual guide giving you indications, indicators, where you are feeling things, you are getting senses, you are, you know, you've got your spidey senses tingling, or you're seeing things happen over and over, or you're seeing certain animals, you're seeing birds that, you know, you think might be family members coming to visit, or you're seeing, you know, like I said, any certain number sequences over and over, these types of things, these can very much be your ancestors, you know, the ancients, these kinds of people, again, trying to help you. They're trying to help you along the way to get through that realization that there is a better way. And, you know, you don't have to be in this kind of turmoil and stress. You're choosing that right now, okay? Because throughout the ages, there's been different stresses, right? I mean, cavemen had stress of, can I make it without being eaten by some sort of lizard, right? We have different stresses, right? But sometimes, you know, it's like, for me, I can go on a cruise, and if I take my phone away from me and just turn it off, right? I'm off the electronic leash, as I call it. And that's like de-stressing for me for some reason. It's like, nobody's email, I'm not checking emails, I'm not checking texts, and just that alone is like, so de-stressing for me, right? I think a lot of times that is something that people need. So a lot of times, you know, this may be something where the sacred part here is you need some, you know, high priestess type of, or rather Hierophant type of energy. Maybe you need some meditation. Maybe you need to try some, quiet time. You can go have some sort of spiritual journey type of situation, if that is something that will help you find peace and calm and moving forward again. But I do think these are all things that will be very helpful to you. And I do think you will definitely be able to find your peace, your calm, and your comfort. And that's the most important thing. So, because right now, for most of you, I just absolutely feel like you are just burnt out. You're burnt. You need somebody to really and truly, baby you right now. And you have to start learning to say no. And I don't care if you need to tell one of your friends, your family member, somebody else to tell people no for you. If you don't want to do it, tell them to do it for you, right? Tell them, say, she's out of commission, he's out of commission. No, can't do it. Sorry, call somebody else. Because your health's more important, your peace is more important, your sanity is more important, and that's what you need to be focused on right now. So hopefully if this resonated with you, hopefully it did. And if it did, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Otherwise, I hope to see you back really, really soon. Bye.